10:15, and welcome to a rare thing now, a Tuesday Chew, but with Phil. And we're talking today about what the what the hell is AI and how it can help your business. But let's first just talk to Phil. Phil, who are you? What do you do? And what you're going to talk about today?
And I can't use artificial intelligence to help me answer that question.
No.
I've got to do it myself.
Yes,
Uh, I,
please.
my name's Philip Oakley. I work for a company called Outserve. Outserve work with scaling e-commerce businesses, often e-commerce businesses in manufacturing.
I was hoping to have a slug of tea, and you finished already. I was just saying it's a
Right.
brilliant 30-second commercial. Um,
You can help
uh,
me with that.
yes. So we hear a lot about AI, and certainly in Sandler, we're talking a lot about it. And I've got some links. I've got some videos to share later. Links to videos that you can learn a little bit more about how AI can help your sales efforts. But Phil, I mean, what's going on? What is it?
I think obviously there's been a lot of talk, hasn't there, across many different channels about artificial intelligence. Probably some of it on the darker side, shall we say, about AI taking over. But
Skynet.
Terminator. But I think what we're seeing, and you can certainly talk to this, is just the wealth of opportunities for businesses to get information to help them get achieve their goals, hopefully quite quicker or easier, um, and really some very innovative ideas that you can start to use. Some of the tools, obviously, people will mention ChatGPT a lot, which has obviously
Oh,
become very famous. Obviously, an app and a website. Today, I think I'd also talk about Bing Chat. So Microsoft, obviously, with their investment in OpenAI and ChatGPT, now has so much technology that are actually baking in to the Microsoft products. So I think we're going to see a lot coming out. They call it Copilot a lot of the time. That we're going to see a lot of the Microsoft products, if not all of the Microsoft products, having Copilot. So that could be helping you in an Excel spreadsheet. You might want help in Excel. It could be helping you in a Word document create a letter. It could be in a product like GitHub, which helps developers write code. There's everything. There's going to be something for everybody to hopefully make our lives slightly easier and get to where we want to get quicker. And you can start to see some of this, which is now in the Microsoft Edge browser, using the Bing Chat app. Um, I think there's some really interesting stuff around that. Some of the feedback that we've sort of got on ChatGPT is the fact that its knowledge only goes up to 2021 at the moment, and the fact that it doesn't always utilize the sort of the information that's available on the web. Whereas now Microsoft, with the Bing Chat app running through Edge, can start to combine some of that information to, again, hopefully help businesses get the information they need quicker, easier, really helping.
so how can people? I mean, we've got greetings from Norway. Hi, Martin. It's nice to see you. So that's a long way away. And how can chat? So I'm just a business person. I'm looking at my business, and I'm thinking to myself, how can this new tech make my life better, more effective, more efficient, make us more profitable, make my clients happier? What sort of things should we be considering there?
It's really interesting what you're saying there, and I think we would talk a lot about what are the pains in the business, but you're also already asking some questions there about how can I, find more customers, how can I become more profitable in my business. These are the direct questions we can ask ChatGPT to come up with some ideas, or Bing Chat. Um,
Oh,
and if that's what is the burning question in your business? Is the burning question, how do I become more profitable? Is the burning question, how do I find more customers? That's suddenly there's a question. As soon as you've got a question, we'd call it, no doubt, a prompt in artificial intelligence is an opportunity to prompt. And as probably we've found, Roy, is when you just ask one quick question, you're not going to get the answer to your dreams, no doubt. It is a conversation. It's prompting a bit further, giving it further explanation, actually interacting with the answer and digging a bit deeper, or often, and I know you're very, very good at this, Roy, giving it more context. You know, we can have a look at this, but a question of how do I get more customers for my business? Well, absolutely, we can ask that question now. We could put it into ChatGPT and what it says, but without the context, what business are you in? What sort of clients are you looking for? You know,
And this is really interesting because recently I discovered a really nice thing. I ask a question, and at the end I say, "Do you understand?" And it is really a conversation. I've certainly become aware that while ChatGPT in particular has lots of knowledge, it doesn't have much wisdom, and it can send you off on certain directions. And you can actually train it as you talk. You know, my business is like this. Do you understand? I'm seeing these challenges. Do you understand? And he says, "Yeah, I understand. Yes, I understand." And then you can actually just give it little bits of information and pose it a question at the end. And I've done that a lot, and and I actually have seen massive improvements in the past 3, 4, 5 months since I've been using it on how it works and how it interacts. So clearly, this thing is learning. Skynet,
yeah, it is
Terminator,
a
um,
generative model. And
and
go on, Roy.
so I'm certainly finding that it's learning, and there's something else I'd like to share that I'm really excited about. There is an acronym EIL5, which works. And EIL5 means explain it like I'm five. And I've been using this, and I did something on Chat GPT, and it was Schrodinger's cat explained. And so I studied physics in my younger days, and Schrodinger's cat is really one of the um, uh, again, how they look at quantum mechanics, and basis of quantum mechanics. It's just a model, and but I asked it to explain Schrodinger's cat, and it was masses. Um, and then I said, explain it like I'm five. And it was marvelous. I think I understood it better than I've done before. Uh,
And and again, I think this is where we see in say some of the marketing that is being generated at the moment is in the style of, or write me a blog post from a certain angle. Is the more information you can give it, it is learning all the time, but hopefully the closer you can get to something that you would be useful. And of course, as we know, you don't need to just take that. You can take it, edit it, update it. um we're just always often looking for additional ideas, or just to get somewhere where quicker.
yeah. Oh, oh, I'm
So a
getting a little,
little echo there,
I'm getting a little
an
bit of
echo,
echo.
an
There we
echo
go.
track.
So good morning, Jonathan. Nice to see you. Yeah, I've got I've forgotten what we were saying. Talk about amateur.
That's it. Put up the echo track.
Put,
I, I think we do want to get back to how are these tools going to help business, especially today. There's a lot obviously that's going to change. It's changing very quickly. There's stuff coming out all the time, and that's half the problem. Is just trying to catch up. Sometimes maybe it is the best thing to start with Chat GPT, is asking it, what are the latest things in AI and how can it help? How can it help in your business? And giving it some specifics. If you're stuck on thinking, how can artificial intelligence help my business? And this is the business I'm in. Why not start asking ChatGPT that question, or Bing Chat that question, and see what it thinks? And again, it's always learning. So you might ask it. You might have asked it a month ago, and you'll get a different answer. A different answer today.
yeah, and I've put a link up there. This is a video that we've done within Sandler, which is it's a 1 hour video explaining how if you're in sales, prompt winning strategies. It's called prompt winning strategies that win deals. It's some pointers how to write the sort of prompts that AI will understand to give you more information. That's the link. So if anyone's sort of coming back to this recording, it'll be sitting on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. Is it X now? X now. Oh, X, not X now,
Yeah.
and YouTube, our YouTube channel. But yeah, prompt writing strategies that win deals, and say it saves time, but it doesn't replace wisdom. And how else can you use it? We talked about Chat GPT. What else is there out there that could help people? I knew use a number of tools, but what sort of things have you come across that can help businesses communicate more effectively and actually initiate human to human conversations? Because ultimately, in business, the people bit will never go away. Um, and certainly we've got a little bit of a video there. Will AI tools replace salespeople? But I mean, what are your thoughts on that? What else is going on there that we could use?
I think yeah, we're going to see a lot of tools, and as you say, we're not looking. These are not looking to replace humans, but it certainly allows the human to be a lot more effective. And just to touch upon, we talk about this sort of chat GBT to give marketing information. I've actually been uh, just having some information chats with Bing Chat this morning, getting tables of data, information, comparisons, and that could be really useful if you're looking to serve certain sectors and you want industry data. You want to understand maybe about their competitors. You want to understand trends. Analysis is all obviously helping you understand your client, or your prospect, what their challenges and issues are at the moment, and maybe a bit more about their industry, because there's a lot of pressure on all of us to keep up with the industry news, the trends, the numbers. And especially if you're maybe targeting a few industries, you can then use these tools to just keep your knowledge up to date, especially when you're talking directly to some of those clients and prospects, to get the latest information of trends and analysis.
Yeah, I've got absolutely. I want to come back to that. Johnson's written there EILI5. I don't know what if it's a typo. What I was talking was EIL5. EIL5. Explain it like five. So there's an I to me. That might work as well. Who knows? Dan's joined us. Dan saying Dan Brown. Hello, Roy and Phil. Hello, Dan, mate. Um, uh, Again, I went off track again. You're going to have to keep me on track here.
Well,
I get
you some of
distracted
the
by all the
things
buttons I've
you've
got.
shown me, and again, we shouldn't just think about this text. You've been doing some fantastic things with Midjourney, and it's worth saying now that in Bing Chat again, you can ask it create me an image
Oh
of
yeah,
any image. So you can do that in Bing Chat. That's using the DALI model. I know you've used Midjourney to do some fantastic things.
yeah. This
Um,
is this is my mid journey here that I was playing with, and it's amazing with just a little phrase. You can go, a salesperson in their 40s struggling with AI, and here's a few choices. I particularly like that one. That looks nice and evil, doesn't it? Whereas that looks a little bit serious. Um, but we can update a picture. We can take a picture in Mid Journey and say, well, that's picture two. I like to give versions on there. No, no, yeah, versions of that. And it takes, and you see, this is in real time. Oh, it didn't process it. Oh dear. Oh,
and
Mid
that's
Journey, fancy.
yeah. That's
Isn't
just,
that
and
always the way?
just for everyone who's listening, are you paying for Midjourney now, Roy? Have you got like the premium for Midjourney? Do
This
you have to
is yeah.
pay, or is
This
this a
is
free
nine.
version?
This is, I think, $9 a month on here, and I've done some, flash running down a main street. This is for a LinkedIn post, and I'm using this just to make my LinkedIn posts look a little bit different. Here's some pictures. Man in his. Oh no, let's.
So I think it's worth saying. Obviously, this is running through Discord, which is
This is
an app, and this is a channel, so it is a little bit geeky for the people who get into Discord and do that. But images can be created in a very similar way just by using Bing Chat within the Edge browser
Ah,
as well.
I might have to stop my $9 a month on there. This is something that I did. I actually took a bit from Wikipedia on Schrodinger's cat and dumped it into Midjourney, and it came up with that. And I went and checked it. I mean, we was always taught to trust but verify. We like information, but we have to verify it. And this thing here, I went, is that really Schrödinger? And yes, it is him. It's actually taken a picture of Schrödinger and included it in a method that based on the information that I've seen here. And now, yeah, I'm getting really quite excited about what Midjourney can do, what these things can do for you, and to help, but also look different. I think that's the important thing.
I think that, like you're saying, you're using those images in a LinkedIn message where actually you're getting your human message across to people, but just making it more attractive, getting more eyes on it just by some again good prompts within Midjourney or ChatGPT or any of the DALI type image creators.
Dali's a new one, right? Okay, yep, Dali,
That's within
DALI, yeah,
DALLE. So
D A
that's
L L E.
LLE, and that's all part of the open AI world. And this is what Microsoft has now got. We are now seeing tools like Canva for producing presentations, building AI in. So you can ask Canva to go and create you a pitch deck to present a certain idea. Obviously, Adobe is building AI into their tools now, everything from image creation to image editing. But we're still at the very early stages of this, and we're going to see where we're really, really interested is in analyzing business data, maybe sales data, product data, which we're seeing now the starts of Microsoft building that into tools like Power BI for reporting. So Microsoft Power BI is a business intelligence tool to build reports, but then using artificial intelligence to actually look at the data, look for trends, look for analysis, and that could be clearly over your own data. A word of warning: obviously, most people would recommend not copying and pasting your accounting data into ChatGPT today. If you should consider anything that you put into ChatGPT in is pretty much like an open forum. This is not a private area that you'd want to share your financial information. But these tools are coming where you can keep your data secure, but still use the artificial intelligence tools across it. And when you've got, if with some even small and medium-sized businesses having more than 1,000 customers, more than 1,000 products, more than 1,000 orders. That's too much for the human brain to comprehend trends analysis quickly, and that's all it's doing is it will very quickly get some trends analysis, which will just allow human beings again to focus maybe on the most important bits. And this is I think we're going to see a lot of this, as I say, co-pilot type technology built into things like Excel, into Power BI to really understand data, where we're really be able to use sort of natural language to interrogate data, ask questions, and get answers, which I think is going to be really, really useful for business.
I used to so I come from automation process engineering, and I worked for a Japanese company, and this Japanese company started in the mid 30s, and they had a mission statement which I've always liked, but I think it means even more nowadays, and because they were into automation, and what they said was, to the machine, the work of the machine, to man, the thrill of further creation. I think this really applies here, where the grind can be taken out of your life to allow you to be innovative and do what humans do best.
I think it's exciting times for technology, but it's also the things that the businesses can have, and in some ways, this also does level the playing field of your smaller businesses that haven't got huge resources or marketing teams for, to do research and development, or just to do the market research that everybody would like. It starts to level the playing field. So if you've got fantastic ideas, if you've got ideas about fantastic products and services, you can really use these tools to get to market faster, to create marketing, digital marketing information, assist in putting those marketing plans. It's great when you ask it to outline marketing plans and strategies to do with particular products and services, and just how you would structure it. So even if you've got the great ideas and just having that ability to get that structure, that outline of how to put that best together well, even if it's assisting you in outlining that emails that are going out, it's just saving time. As I say, small business startups today don't have access to marketing teams and market research teams and all of this information, um, or these departments that could go and get that information. Now they've got this new team member within their startup to go and ask all those questions to.
I think that's really interesting. It just made me think as you were talking there, Phil. We talked about to the machine, the work of the machine, to man, the thrill of further creation, or man and woman nowadays. Um, and it made me think that a lot of small businesses, and I deal with a lot of small businesses and upcoming businesses like yourself. Um, the people who start businesses tend to go into business for what they're good at, what they're excited about. But sometimes communicating that to potential clients can be a struggle for them. This is really a bit of a short circuit for them, isn't it? A shortcut for them to make things to describe things in a way that non-experts will understand. And that's I think an interesting aspect.
Yeah, I think isn't it one that you would say, Roy? The problem with communication is the illusion that it took place, and sometimes that's absolutely right. And this is where maybe putting those prompts is explained, just like you did for a 5-year-old, but explained to certain people in certain positions. Either you might be explaining to an accountant who really likes numbers, or you might be explaining to a salesperson or a product person or an operations person about certain ideas,
Ah,
and get that written in the right way.
and I love that. I mean, certainly in Sandler, I spend a lot of time training people about communication, and I'll ask the question. The question is, uh, uh, do, do you agree or disagree? I treat people the way that I like to be treated, and most people will go, yes, 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 that's absolutely right. And actually, you have to treat people as a person in sales, and if you've got a business, you're in sales, you have to treat people in the way that they want to be treated. And I think certainly when you talk about these tools, you can talk in your language, and it's a bit of a babel fish, isn't it? A translator, as you say. Here's my information, write it in a form that will resonate with an accountant, or write it in a form that will resonate with an engineer, write it in a form that will resonate with a HR person. And certainly, I think that's a shortcut to communicating better.
Yeah, I think that's it's a great idea, but the main thing for people, I think, is to go and try it and to go and just experience it. And it will not always give the right answer. It has what it calls hallucinations, where it believes things to be true that we all know are not true, or some people know are not true. Um, and 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 as we've seen today, you can just get error messages, or there's certain things that don't come back out correctly. But I think this is how we can all learn, we can all benefit from it, understanding where its weak points are at the moment. It is absolutely not perfect. Um, and really it's just a tool there to assist. In some ways it can assist very very well with certain bits of marketing and writing. There are certain things that are just really really helpful. I use it quite a lot to summarize information. You can get transcripts from calls. There's obviously tools for this, so actually summarizing information can be really really helpful. If you haven't got the time to read a book, but you're interested in a subject, ask it to summarize a book, or even ask it to summarize the key actions of a certain book. We like to mention certain books, don't we, or certain people. You could ask it about Ray Kroc's most important ideas of the McDonald's franchise, and it would go away because it's got access to all the books and all the information that we're ever going to be able to read.
Uh,
Um,
I actually thought about that. I've got the killer question, the elephant in the room.
oh,
Who should be worried about this? I mean, I've done some really nice stuff. Do I need a graphic designer anymore? Do I need a copywriter anymore? I mean, who should be worried about this? And should they be retraining or?
I suppose it's easy to say, isn't it? But the people who should be worried are the people who don't want to embrace technology and learn new things and move forward and see how it can assist them. Because unfortunately, there may be some people who are going to be left behind. But I actually think that, certainly for the foreseeable future, it's going to enhance nearly every of the roles that you've done there and allow them to serve their clients better. And these things are enhancing client communication, creativity of solutions, but we still want those people to actually deliver that value. As you say, we are talking about us as business people and things. We need to go to these tools and do things. And in the key areas that we need services in, people and are not going to do that in the short term and get the results that they want. It's the professionals in those areas who can use these tools to even enhance themselves further. And of course, they will get then going to be more competitive maybe against the people who don't. So the people who should be worried is actually not the necessarily the competition of the AI, it's the competition of their peers who harness AI. And
Mm,
that's always been has been the case for decades, is your competition with technology.
mm.
If there was an accountant out there today who is still doing everything manually with green and red pens and bottles of Tipex, they're going to suffer against an accountant today who is got computers and Zero and QuickBooks and all of those things.
Oh, and
Y-
you're the
You
man
are
who
a
knows about that, right?
you're at a massive disadvantage to those accountants and those professionals who have adopted technology. So now we're going to
Mm.
see professionals using these tools again to be more competitive against their own competition. I'm
Certainly,
sure.
we got a comment there from Jonathan. He started off by saying, "Why should anybody be worried about it?" I think if you embrace it, I think it's a great opportunity. And then he mentioned about efficiencies, embrace, which is pretty much like you said. And in Jonathan's business, they 3 to 4 AI tools every day for different areas of the business. It's only as good as the information that's put into it, though. Oh yes, yes. Thank you very much for that, Jonathan. We've got to wind up. We only said we do half an hour, and just so Phil is an e-commerce expert, and he does embrace all of these technologies. I'm going to put a link in there if you want to chat with Phil about it. I've got a QR code which will take you to his site. He deals with e-commerce. He works with all sorts of interesting companies to make them more effective and efficient in everything from pre-ordering products to manufacturing to understanding what's there to making their plant efficient and maximizing every ounce of capability of the plant. And there's a call with Phil, and you can go and have a look at his website. That's Outserve the e-commerce. Click on there and you can see exactly what Phil's up to. We at Sandler, one of the things, we have a lot of stuff to give away to educate people in business, to give them some different views. There's a couple of things I'd like to bring up there. There's ChatGPT and the Art of Human Conversation, which is a nice little blog describing that we still need people. And have a look at that blog. A little bit more about tell me like I'm five. There's another white paper, and we've got them all. We've got them all available. They're absolutely free to download. And for those who want to know more about what we do here at Sandler, we've got lots of white papers. We like to give it away. We like you to see and just have the opportunity to develop what you're doing. Phil, before we finish, is there anything you'd like to comment on? We ran a minute late, so I'm going to allow myself a minute late. Is there anything else you'd like to say on AI?
Well, I think the thing I'd like to say is just thank you very much for having me on. It's been a really enjoyable chat, and really, obviously you've really promoted me far better than I've promoted myself. But I'd really like to promote you back, Roy, and say, obviously the value that you bring to businesses. Again, a human being bringing huge value to businesses, from systems, processes. Just a fantastic approach that Sandler bring to things has just been really, really insightful to me, really helpful to me as a business, and I would recommend you very, very highly.
Oh, very kind. I'm getting all sorts of blushy now. Thank you very much to everyone who's watched it. I hope those links are any good. Say you can catch up with Phil on LinkedIn as well. Say just rewind these back. You should have these links to there. Craig has just commented. Great webinar. Thank you for sharing. Agree with Jonathan. It's all about the data inputted to get most of the AI software platform using. Absolutely, Craig. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're going to do this again because this thing is growing so fast. It's a monster, and I think we can have some fun with it and make ours and hopefully other people's businesses far better. Thank you very much, everyone. Phil, see you, mate.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Take care.
Take care, everyone.